Good afternoon. Peaceful moves at 1 p.m. I thought better delay to 1 p.m. than try to crowbar you in somewhere in the hustle and bustle of Carlisle. Here we are. Peaceful, so peaceful, Chris. But I can feel a spittity spit of rain just started, which is not going to go down well because apparently it's been non-stop precipitation here. Jane's not going to be happy about this. She's just put her gardening boots on to come out to do a bit of prunage, snippage, plantage and clearage, but there's the wet stuff that's started. Anyway, what's to report, Chris? It's so quiet it makes me want to whisper. Not a bad thing, really. It is so peaceful. It's, yeah, pretty much as peaceful as the balcony, but distinct different sounds. The silence sounds different to what it does when I'm at back at the balcony. Isn't that interesting that even the quiet can sound different? Oh, feeling quite profound and calm today I am in the rain. Anyway, it's noonday moves, folks. Thanks for and well done and congratulations for coming in, for adding more movements to your day. It's me saying thank you. I'm hoping, I'm guessing that you do this for your welfare, health and well-being, not mine, even though I do love to be here, and it's also extremely beneficial for my health and well-being. Oh, now you can do a live. So you see, we lose one and gain one. So we've lost we've lost Odile because she couldn't make one, but we've gained Maddie. It's like a knit one, pearl one, isn't it? Lose one, gain one, but hopefully it all comes out in the wash. Rabbit in preamble. Was going to do a tarn, but it was a bit muddy on account of all the rain. So here I am in Sister D's garden. So peaceful. Afternoon, Carol. So I have for you today, top half and bottom half. We've got some all things extendable down the bottom end. So that will include buttocks, back of thighs, calves, all those when you think as you're striding, the leg that's left behind as you step forward, it is doing all the extendable things. So I'm going to focus on that. So there'll be some knee bending, some heel push-offs, some buttock squeezes, and then the top end is going to be a clasping, pushing, diagonal-ing type montage. What are you saying? Too low to wash in, but clouding. Are you going to have to do the washing line dash, Bolton? The washing line dash. Usain Bolt dash to get the wash in. Super G, good afternoon. It's kind of a peaceful grey. I wouldn't call it dull though. I mean, dull makes it sound like miserable, doesn't it? It's not. It's just calm. Just trying to make the rain sound appealing, which it can be. We do love a bit of rain. All right, Gillian with a G, come in. It's quiet. Good pigeons, I think. Anyway, I think we can confidently say there won't be any plainage today. It's about 5947. I'll go for that, Super G. So here we are with me for noon moves at 1 p.m. Let's get going. I don't have the best external support. I'm feigning external support because this actually moves. So imagine that's fixed and firm and not moving. But I do have my seated option, which is over here, which is a garden chair, something like that. But I'm going to come a bit closer. So pick your position, folks. Sit or stand for your couple of minutes of circulation boosting. Use that support to the side if you would like, or it might be to the front. Extra lift and extend. Get your balance. Feel your feet. By that, feel the equal distribution of weight across your feet, 50-50. Have a glance down. Are your feet directly under your hips? Lifting up, activity around your centre parts. Start steady, stay steady, with or without support, whichever is best for you. Adding 2 to 3 minutes of this rhythmical, consistent ankles, feet and toes. You've got some hip movement in here as well. You're shifting the weight of your body from one leg to the other whilst maintaining upright posture on the top end. A little bit of squeeze through the shoulder blades. If you fancy, put in a few moving shoulder rolls at the same time if that works for you, and then into the arm arches as well. Shifting between left and right. If you would need support, use it. If that assists with feeling more supported whilst moving, go for that. If not, top end and bottom end, and also adopt a wider stance for better balance. Have a check that you're maintaining that distance between ribs and hips, and then continue with the arms. Crunchy footsteps from Sister T round the corner, wielding a trowel. Wielding a trowel. It could be like a murder mystery. Anyway, carry on. Seated options for cert boost. Putting in some hip walk. This will put you in an even better position in preparation for stand. Heels back and down, and then work through all of those same maneuvers. Arms and legs, shoulders, hips, ankles, feet and toes. Singles or arms and legs together, any combination that works for you. So there's a couple of minutes of circulation boosting activity, which is beneficial in its own right for moving shoulders, hips, all the key landmarks of your day, adding in 2 to 3 minutes of purposeful movement, and you've got that light lift in the heart rate as well. So it might be, if nothing else, add in some circulation boosting across your day. However, whilst you're here, you might want some other moves. So here's the lower limb montage if you want it. Standing options and then sit. Have some support. Fixed firm, not movable, to the front of you for this one. So all of these movements are the extending, the extensors, all the things that you need when you push off from walking, also getting out of a chair and stairs, etc. So there's a couple of moves that all of these are linked. So starting with just one leg at a time, just to focus. Just put in some steady backward step practice. That's also going to tune in to your balance responses there. And then a bit more specific on these, starting with shift the weight onto that supporting leg, and starting with a back step, just toes on the floor there, and then a pick up and a down. So just keeping the knee where it is. Can you see both thighs are parallel? And that could be either a balance if you take the support off, or you could be practicing your knee bending and turning it into a more of a moving strength-based activity, and then back to base. Have a step out, so the moving parts and that supporting hip was working there. So to change sides there, put in a couple of back steps just to get your balance reactions for you to feel confident with a backward step. Then ball of the foot back, toe up, toe down, knee bend practice. No fast movements here, control, so supporting hip, and then bending a little bit more as you comfortably are. There, bend up and down. You'll see me overdo it on this leg. So start small on that bend and then build to 90 degrees. No need to go any further than that. and you're not aiming to get the heel as high as you can. You're not aiming to do it quickly, so there's no momentum. You're feeling, working, these are the muscles here. The ones that we do in the back of thigh stretch in 4 p.m. are now doing the opposite to stretch and contracting. So that's your knee flexing practice, your knee bending practice, and back to base. Your seated option for that is bringing yourselves forward in the chair. Depending on what's on your feet and what your floor surface is, a step forward and a slide back against the floor. And you can decide how much friction, how much tension you want to create here during the knee bend. If you don't want any friction at all, you could practice your knee extending and controlled lowering. But this option is going to put more resistance into the muscles on the back of the thigh there. So easing, little shifts of bringing that foot back is your knee bend practice, all the muscles that bend the knee. Still on the extending, so recap on a backward step, recap on a foot placement and a knee bend. Now if you keep the legs straighter, you're going to be focusing more on your buttocks, and here's what you can do for this one. Shift the weight again, keep the ball of the foot low, 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 low to the floor, low, 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 but squeeze it to there, and then come back to base. The reason I say keep your foot close to the floor is to avoid this being a lift of the leg. Consider it a sweep, stay low, and it's like you're going away, 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 squeezing and back to base. What that also does is it keeps the foot close to floor, so at any point in time you can put the foot down if you need to rebalance. To do the other leg, turn around, there. Toe stays low, squeeze, 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 and back to base. So one of those movements focuses more on these ones that bended the knee, and then the other one focuses more on these ones here. In sit position. Can't get that same extension because the hips here are flexed, but you can get your buttocks working with either some buttock squeezes or some half sits, half stands should I say, as if you're going to stand to kind of get extra buttock activity, but you're going to get this in your thighs as well. All right, let's switch to top end, come a bit closer. So that's all your extending things on the go there. Top end then, put in a few shoulder rolls to get ready, a few squeezy clasps to get the grip and grasp. So options are hand lightly together here, get your balance in stand on a wide stance or in sit, starting with a tuck in the elbows in, a squeeze of the hand, and a resist on the arm bends. So you're resisting on the way down and you're resisting on the way up. Have a pause. Then hands behind, either hands to buttocks, and just see, might be something you work towards. Can you get a clasp here? There. And with that clasp, it's a squeeze and a back to base and a press forward. So you're moving from a press forwards to an in, some front arms, clasp behind, stretch. Stretch forwards, tuck the elbows in, resist on some up and downs through the elbow, flex and extend, and then press. Kind of chest stretching, shoulder mobilizing, activating front of arms. And then the final one is diagonal. Widey stance, take the clasp again, take a as if you're swinging your rucksack over your shoulder and then down to hip. Reach, or a very bad golf swing. and then change. Across, cross, change. And it's up to you how much tension you add into there. So the whole thing could be something like in sit or stand, take the clasp. Some up and out and in and down, the round and squeeze, back to base, diagonal, change, change, diagonal, back to base. That's it, that's your top end one, and all of that is the same in sit, of course, and depends how much room you have for the elbow bending. Depends on the arms of the chair as to how much room you've got for that extend. There, 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 and then the turn and the diagonal, turn and diagonal. Recapping on the legs, folks, there was some back step practice just to get your balance reactions in tune, then the step back and then the pick off, small bend into 90 degrees if comfortable too. Using support, take away the balance challenge here, feeling the activity in the thighs. Same on the other side, back knee bending, and then keeping the foot low, low, low to the floor for your buttock squeezes. Keep the chest lifted here, so you're going to be feeling this also around the hips and low back. Slow and controlled, no sudden movements. Your seated options are the small incremental drag backs and buttock squeezes, and practice the knee straightening and then control the knee bending. That's it. That's your new moves at 1 in the quiet and peaceful garden of Sister T. Cows is with you at 4. And I can't remember what's happening tomorrow. I'm in Kendal tomorrow. I think Cows is on the ATM, and I'm round about noonage, crowbarring that into midday somewhere. But as always, we'll keep you posted. Bye for now, folks.